Hi everyone, today we're going to try the flame test lab. So flame tests are a really cool application of chemistry because they allow us to figure out what sort of elements might be present in a sample by burning them and seeing the characteristic colors. So remember, as we excite electrons up with heat and then we allow those electrons to return to their ground state, they give off energy, and that energy has a specific wavelength, and that wavelength we see as color. So in order to be successful during this lab, we're going to want you to take out page 3 of your flame test document. On page 3, you'll notice there's a data table. It's called table 2. We are going to be filling in this column together. So this second column says color observed. The purpose of this video is to show you what sorts of colors emerge whenever we burn different elements. And then what your task will be down the road is to crunch the numbers and do the write-up that corresponds to the rest of the lab. So to get things going, I am first going to start by having goggles, obviously super important. We're using a pretty large burner that you can see here. This is called a Fisher burner. It's actually a bit larger than a normal Bunsen burner. So I'm going to get that lit up. There we go. Our Fisher burner has been ignited, and I am going to basically work my way down the table with you guys, and we'll see what sorts of colors emerge as we expose different elements to the heat. So a few things to keep in mind. We want to record really good data here, and that's important whenever it's something that is qualitative in nature, like color, that we're really specific. So imagine you're like a Crayola crayon manufacturer, and you need to give these things really fancy names so you can remember them down the road. So here is sample number 1. And we can see how that flame is changing. It's a bit hard to see. Maybe with that dark background you can see that's turning a bit violet in color. So again, kind of creative names, but it's maybe lavender, violet in color, and that is sample number 1. Moving along to sample number 2. Sample number 2 looks like this. So you can see some red there emerging. I even see some orange in the middle of the flame, so that's maybe a reddish orange in number 2 that we're seeing. Number 3 looks like this. Here it comes. So you can see that's a bright flame, almost like a goldenrod color. It's not super easy to see on the iPad, but I'd say kind of like a goldenrod color there. Here comes number 4. Number 4 is everyone's favorite, including my own. So we've got like a Wizard of Oz type of situation here, right? We've got the green emerald flames, and that is sample number 4 that we are burning here. Sample number 5 looks like this. So remember we had a gold one. This one looks, I know it's tough on the iPad video, but this one's a little bit more yellowish in color, so kind of like a pale yellow you can see in number 5. And finally in number 6, you see this color. So number 6 has more of a bright orange Halloween-y color. And you'll notice that we said that number 2 was kind of a reddish orange, and number 6 was more of an orange color. So I want to show you those two back to back, just so you can see those two at the same time. So let's start off with number 2. Here's number 2. Here's number 6. So you can see there's a difference there. 2, pretty red. 6, pretty orange. And let's also compare our yellows. So our 2 yellows were number 3 and number 5. So here's 3, and here's 5. So again, you're seeing more of an orangish goldenrod color in number 3 versus number 5 is more pale yellow. So with that in mind, you can do some calculations to figure out what sort of energy is involved in each one of those different samples that we used based on the color that we saw, because remember, color relates to wavelength, relates to frequency, relates to energy through some of the equations that we've been seeing in class. So you can begin that number crunching and then proceed with the write-up of the lab after that.